Hey YouTube, what's going on? In this video tutorial, we are going to explore how you can use a Max for Live device called Granulator 2 to create some interesting drones or ambiances that you can just kind of throw into the back of your mix. And yeah, this video is very impromptu. I don't really have a plan. I don't know what direction we're going in, but I'm hoping that you can all learn something. So yeah, let's get it started here. I'm going to do something different than just dragging a sample in, and I'm going to actually... Too many plugins. Where's the reason? There. So, I don't know, let's resample something from Reason and then use that sample within Grain. So I don't know, we'll throw this weird new sampler that they have in here and see what we can come up with. So yeah, we have to turn that on first. That would be important. Just put like this little bell sample on C3 and I'm going to loop it, and maybe we'll throw a different sample in here because it's like, I don't know if this is something I really want to work with. I'm kind of thinking we could go with something more pad-ish, but I think with Granulator, if you throw these sounds in that have like big transients and like lots of dynamics, and then you filter through within Grain, you get some really interesting effects. So maybe we'll stick with this, but not really liking that sound, so let's just load a different patch altogether. So it looks like they already have a bunch of like granular shit in here, but okay, let's go with that. That's pretty cool. So I'm lazy, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to do anything to that. I'm just going to straight up record it back into Ableton. So okay, I'll get rid of this. And yeah, this is available for download on Ableton's website through their Max for Live devices. I wish I knew how to properly use Max for Live, like designing your own plugins. I think that would be pretty damn cool, but I think it's quite technical when you dive into it. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. So we're gonna have to bring the volume up on that. But basically, as far as my understanding goes, granular synthesis is, or granular sampling is you take like an audio file, right? And then you're kind of just sweeping through it at you can choose different rates to sweep through the file at, and you can choose the direction that you want to sweep through. There's this grain option here, which I believe it's kind of like chooses excuse me, the bit depth, so you can get some like more degraded kind of results that sound noisier, and interesting, or you can turn the frequency up and have it like scan through the section of the waveform at a quicker rate, so you get different effects. I should stop talking and just start playing. Right, so you're kind of sweeping through the file at like a different rate, which is super cool. Let's. And I just started messing with this, so I'm not an expert by any means. I feel like you just kind of mess about and find something that sounds interesting. So now we're using the LFO to modulate the grain frequency, I believe. I hope the volumes are okay for you guys, but... So, I mean, you drag something in that's like pretty basic sounding, you turn a couple things, and you have something really unique that nobody else has ever made. So that's one thing that's really cool about this like sampling style, I guess. And we can use this here to choose what position in the waveform we are selecting to play back. So you can get some dynamics going on there from, you know, this end part, which is quiet, to the center part of the waveform, which is louder. And maybe let's turn the LFO to modulate that position too. And it looks like the spray knob kind of throws the playback head, if you want to call it that, into a different part of the file as well, kind of outside of the range that you've chosen or selected. So it's kind of sounds like those rubber chickens at the store, you know, if you guys ever seen the meme where the guy, like, he grabs like 70 of the fucking chickens all at once, squeezes them against his chest and walks away, and then it's just chaos. So yeah, we're making that right now. And I think scan, again, tells the playback head to kind of go through the whole file or to a point that you tell it to move to. And the time obviously tells it how long to make that progression. How quickly. And this is like a filter, I think. It looks like a bandpass almost, and then you can choose this spike, and it like, I to be honest, I don't exactly know what it does, but let's just play with it. Like, it sounds like it's isolating certain portions of the frequency spectrum and allowing those through while cutting others out, which is bandpass with that shape as well. And yeah. Get some amplitude modulation going on here. And now we can go into the filter section here and mess with some of the other settings. Sometimes you can get cool results with the FM modulation section. It's like, that's like almost like a bit crushed effect. And then, I don't know, let's throw like another bandpass here. Kind of narrow the cue to just isolate a specific portion of the spectrum. and we'll work with that right now. It's kind of chaotic, and you know, depending on the sample that you throw in here as well. This was just a single little jazzy blip, right? We've already come up with something weird like that, but if you can imagine, if you have a file that has like a lot of different timbres and textures within it, and you have this type of synthesis sweeping through it, you can create a sound that's like ever evolving with some elements of randomness, and that's good for you know, keeping your music interesting, I guess, especially if you're making like EDM or something like that, which is very repetitive in nature. We throw a reverb on here. This is a free one, check it out, and filter as well. And if you want, you can go into here, choose an LFO, and then map that maybe to, like, let's say the LFO cycle rate, and change the depth. And this will give even more kind of randomness to the way that the LFO is modulating the other parameters. And yeah, so with this filter delay, what I was kind of thinking is that like after we open the filter up to like higher portions of the spectrum, if we isolate those bands within the delay, you're going to get periods where like there's a lot of bounce back for like a brief period of time. Only when that filter kind of gets above a certain point are you going to get the effect, and then you'll get some weird stuff going on, and then it kind of just cuts out again when the filter goes back down because that band is like attenuated. So I don't know how well it's going to work in practice, but that's kind of the thought process I have here. And I guess if you want, we could just throw this after. We'll just put a regular delay too. And let's put that before. We can create like kind of, let's do something cool here. I'm gonna create like a completely wet chain. So I'm hoping that you guys are learning something. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed. Even if you don't like the sound, maybe, like the principles are pretty cool. We can try reversing that even, and I don't know, let's go to texture. Create almost a chord in a sense out of that. Power chord. Back to the third. Oh no, my mouse is dying. Yeah, so I don't know, you can play for hours. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Again, hope you all learned something, and we'll see you in the next one.